YouTube, it's your girl Me-Anie here. I was just on my channel looking at some videos and I actually saw MsIslandSpice. She just did a video called My Childhood Tag, and I watched it. I was like, maybe this is something I can do. Teach you guys a little bit about me. We're both from the same place. We're both from Barbados, so hopefully our answers aren't too similar. So let's get started. My favorite group or singer from my childhood memories. I'm going to say my favorite group back then was Boyz II Men. And I'm going to say Boyz II Men because when I was younger, I lived in Barbados with my grandparents, and my mom sent me a cassette. What was it? The End of the Road cassette. And I learned every song. I had my little black and white notebook, and I would stop. I would play the song, then pause it, write down the words. If I didn't get it, rewind it, listen to it again, write the words. Like, I did that for every song until I knew every song on that album. So they were like my favorite group. And plus I thought, who was it? Was it YA? I thought they were so fine. You know, when you young, these older men, I don't even want to say you be hot in the pants, but you just take a liking to older people that you know you could never, ever end up with. But it was definitely Boyz II Men. My favorite singer would have to be Maya. Maya, when I was in the 8th grade, I don't remember the name of the album, but I also had that as a cassette. And that one I bought for myself when I had my first job working at Boston Market. I bought that album for myself. And I think right around that time is when she did a song with Praz, Ghetto Superstar. Oh, my Ghetto Superstar. That's all I remember doing that. And I loved it. It was that song, and then there was also Blackstreet Boys. Was it Backstreet Boys? Somebody Street Boys singing the song to the Rugrats theme. I loved Maya. My favorite childhood movie. I want to say my favorite movie, I really do love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, I really do. Even to this day, I love that movie. I would watch it over and over and over again. And what happened was, when I was younger, my cousin, his mom would bring him up to the States on the during summer vacation. And one summer he came back with a book. And I started reading this book, and I never finished the book. Now, when I finally moved to Philadelphia, probably a few years later, one day I was watching the movie, and I'm like, wait, I think I read a book to this movie. And I straight up called him. I was like 12, 13, whatever. I picked up the phone, made a long distance call. What was the name of that book that your mom gave you? Because I just had to figure out if the movie that I was watching was the actual movie to the book that he had and I was reading, because it just seemed so much alike, and it actually was. So that was my favorite movie. My favorite childhood show, Friday nights, CBC, Dinosaurs. I can remember it so good. Like, I loved it. Not the mama, not the mama. That little bad behind dinosaur that used to hit the dad on the head all the time. The girl's name was Charlene and Robbie. I loved that show. I even found it on the internet last year in my old apartment, and I was watching a couple of the episodes, and it took me back to when I was younger, laying on the floor in front of the TV, watching this show. It was probably like around 6 o'clock on a Friday night. This show would come on, and I would be watching it. Favorite childhood song. I used to go to church. Wasn't no singing in the house unless it was scriptures and songs for church. My granddad did not play that. He'd be like, look up, turn off that banjo. Like, if you played calypso or something like that in the house, especially on a Sunday, he would call it banjo. Like, that wasn't happening. So I can't really say that I had a... Well, wait. I want to say maybe my favorite childhood song. My cousin, her name is Keisha Christian, and she sings in Barbados. So when she first came out, she had a song. And oh my god, I can't even remember the words now, but it was her first song, and they had the lyrics in the newspaper. And I remember my sisters and all of us, we kept the newspaper and we learned the words to her song, and we were just singing it and singing it and singing it. Oh my god. What is it? I can't remember, but that was my favorite song back then. I gotta call Keisha and ask you what this song is. Auntie, she wrote it. Let's see. Something from my childhood. I actually do. Hold on one second. Being that I just moved, I have some of my stuff here with me, which is kind of weird. And it's all dusty. But this was a trophy that I won when I went to... Oh my god. It got my government on there. A trophy that I won when I went to West Terrace Primary. And it even says the year 1995. 1 year... I was like in 4A2. I think I was like 11 years old then. Our teacher, there was a writing contest going on, and our teacher would not let us go outside unless we wrote a composition before recess was over. That's the only way you can go outside. If you wrote this composition, you can go outside. So, like, it was optional for you to enter if you wanted to, but she made us do it. She made it seem like it was mandatory. So I started writing, and I wrote, and I loved writing. That was my thing, but I wanted to go outside. But once I started writing, like, I really got into it. And I remember I wrote, I think you had to be another object, like your life as another object. And I chose my life as a book bag. And I remember, like, writing about it and how I was a dusty book bag, and my owner, like the little kid that had me, he would drag me through the rocks on his way home from school. Like, I got so much into detail with this. And I wrote it really quick trying to go outside, but at the same time, I got really descriptive into detail. And I was like, here, I'm done. Can I go outside? So I went outside and I started playing. So now in a couple of weeks, we all had an assembly, and I'm just standing there in this assembly, and they called my name out of nowhere as a winner. And I'm like, I didn't even enter the contest. How did I win? Come to find out, my teacher, Miss McLean, she turned in my essay. She turned in everybody's essays into this little competition. And me didn't know, that I was entering this contest, just writing a little essay so I can go outside and play. Won this contest out of surprise. I was so shocked. But this is something from my childhood that I still have. And I actually still have my my uniform from West Terrace. That thing is so small. I wish I had it close by. I would show it to you. Let's see. One thing. One person. You guys know I just lost my granddad, and if I could get him back, I would do just about anything. And I would say that because when I was younger, he would take us fishing. When we went fishing, it would be nighttime, like 10 o'clock at night, and he would take us down to the shore, cast out the little lines, and we would just sit there forever fishing. And I never caught anything at all. My one sister, she caught a crab one time. My other sister caught an electric eel, and then one other time, like a baby turtle, like came up to the shore because there was a tree with a light in it, and they always follow the light to get to the beach. But he was going the opposite way, and no matter how many times we put this little turtle back in the water, he kept coming towards the light. So I took him home. The cat killed them. The cat bit into this damn turtle, and that was the end of that. But if I could have that little old man back, I'm not going to cry, y'all. I'm not going to cry. Favorite childhood dance? I would have to say the bogo. I can remember Buju Banton, like all those songs playing Buju Banton and Barris Hammons, and yeah, that would be it. I'm not even going to get into no whole dancing, no. Favorite slang? Just like she said, the whole Bajan dialect is a slang. Like, I can't think of nothing for that one. No. Did I have an invisible friend? No, no, no. If I had an invisible friend and I was talking to an invisible friend, my grandma would whip my butt, making all that noise and talking to people that's not even there. Look, stop making noise in here. No, I had too many real people around me. It was 5 of us growing up, so we didn't have time for invisible friends at all. Favorite childhood toy? I would say two that I remember. I had this little unicorn when it was a stuffed animal, and I hate stuffed animals now. I cannot stand a stuffed animal. But I had this little unicorn. It was all white, and then the horn was like, it had a pink stripe around it, a blue stripe, and I think a yellow stripe. And I loved this unicorn so much. But just like she was saying, for some reason in Barbados, your parents don't want you to play with your toys because they don't want you to mash it up. And if you get something new, they make you put it down for Christmas, which I kind of don't understand. But they kind of want to preserve it so you never actually get a chance to enjoy your toys, I want to say. So this unicorn, I love this unicorn so much, but my grandmother always used to keep it in a chair in the front house, and I couldn't really play with it. And I would have dreams about this unicorn, and I had this one dream in particular that the unicorn just started multiplying, and I had like dozens of them, and I was so happy. And then I woke up. I think I cried that day because that was like the best dream ever, and I could not get back to sleep to continue this dream and have all my unicorns. That, and then I had one more thing. It was a pink Malibu Barbie car that I could actually fit in when I was younger. And I never really remember playing with it because, like I said, they always want you to put down your belongings. And this car, it was just the cutest thing ever because it was pink. I could drive it. I could fit into it. I was young enough, but I can play with it. And then in tutus, it was outside in the shed with bird shape on it. And, oh my God, traumatized. Best school subject. Well, like I just said, it was writing for me, compositions. I love writing, and winning a trophy without even knowing that I entered a competition. That kind of proves that was my best subject. My worst subject, definitely physical education. Once I moved to the States. Now back home, physical education was what I was on, especially when we had games. Sila, what happened? Especially when we had games, cause games you'll be either in red, yellow, green, or blue house. Somebody out there? What happened? So I was in greenhouse, and every year you got games, but I wasn't good at it. I just like doing it. I love having games. It was this one girl, Kamisha Webb. Kamisha was good at every blasted sports we played. Netball, basketball, rounders, cricket, everything. This girl was just good at. She was tall, thin. I mean, this girl was like Spider-Man. Even when we was playing wall ball, just throwing a ball on the wall for lunchtime, she always catching the blasted ball. Like, she was good at every sport. I mean, for me, it was just fun. I wasn't really good, but it was fun. Now, when I come up here to the United States, I hated it because that's when I started being a little bit more self-conscious about, like, my body and my scars and stuff like that, because people up here didn't really understand. Like, even this on my shoulder, when I first came up, I didn't care, but like within a year, maybe 7th grade, I never wore sleeveless shirts, never showed my legs. Oh my God, never. I actually just got comfortable showing my legs, y'all. Hello. I'm just starting to wear short stuff and tights and all that good stuff. Where did you go on your first holiday? That's a weird question. Boston. And I kind of hated it because it was cold as crap when I first moved here. Snow. It was definitely Boston. How did you find out about Father Christmas not being real? Living in Barbados, like, I never got any gifts. like she said, we never really celebrated in that aspect of Christmas. Christmas in Barbados is more like getting your house decorated. The older people just get curtains and make your house look nice, but it wasn't really a gift-giving type of thing. But we always knew that Christmas, Father Christmas, was not real. Lord have mercy. What group were you in high school? I wasn't really in a group. Like, I definitely wasn't, same thing as her. I wasn't with the nerdy kids, and I wasn't with the super, like, jock kids because I didn't do all the sports and stuff. But every year I was with a different group of people. I don't know if it's like I got tired of who I was hanging with, or I was just with different people every year. But I would associate with some people that were considered nerdy because I didn't have a problem with that. And then certain people that were popular, I would associate with them too. But I never stuck to either side. I was just in the middle. So it's kind of weird. Alright, the dog is barking. My phone is ringing. I'm finished my questions. I gotta go. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new about me. Go ahead and do this tag. I would love to see what some of your answers are to these questions.